ウェンディさん、今回はエセックス大学から来日いただきありがとうございます。
Thank you very much for having me. I'm very pleased to be here and it's lovely to meet everybody again.
今日のインタビューではぜひウェンディさん自身のことであったりエセックス大学のことで、これから新しくオープンする世紀ユニバーシティのこと、いろいろお話をさせていただければなと思っています。まずウェンディさん自身のことについてお話をお伺いできればと思うんですけれども、まずエセックス大学ではどのようなお仕事をされているんですか
Certainly. So my current role at the university involves overseeing current partners, both UK and international partnerships that we have as an institution, and a key part of my role is identifying new partnerships and working with those new partnerships to ensure that they align with the university's strategic goals, that we are able to process the governing bodies of the university to ensure a smooth transition of onboarding partners, and then working with new partnerships to bring them on board and make them familiar with the processes of the UK higher education sector.
今の役割のお仕事はもうスタートされて長いんですか？どういった経緯で今のお仕事をされたのかも聞かせていただければと思います。
So I've been in my current role for around 6 years, and previous to that I've been at the university for 13 years, which has worked very well for the role that I do, because I gained a lot of experience at different areas across the university, understanding different processes and how the university work as an institution, which then when it comes to working within partnerships and communicating processes to other institutions, it gave me a really good background to provide that information, which is why the role that I currently do I find very interesting, because it incorporates a lot of different things.
いろんな国パートナーシップご経験されていると思うんですけれども、やはりそれは国であったり教育機関によって違いだったりは感じられますか？
Yeah, that's one of the things that I enjoy most actually about the role, is it's always so different depending on who you're working with. Obviously, when you partner with a UK institution, they understand how the UK higher education sector works, so they understand about the regulatory bodies and the governing bodies that we need to follow. But then when I work with international partners, we also have to make sure that we're adhering to UK regulations, but you also have to consider the country regulations themselves, and that will vary from country to country. So it makes the role very interesting, and it gives it, every time you're learning more about a different country and how their education sector works.
異なる違いの中でたくさん難しいことであったりいろいろ協議しないといけないことだったりあったかと思うんですけれども、それをどのように解決されてこられたんですか？
So there's always a way to overcome them, but it's about working together as partners to understand the needs of the different requirements. So we might have to not be able to be flexible in some areas, as other countries can't be, but there's a way to navigate through, and it's solving those challenges that can be really rewarding, because that then makes the partnership. And the way that you overcome them is to just be open and honest and transparent with the requirements, and then apply flexibility wherever possible to ensure that both institutions are able to meet requirements.
これまでいろんな国の教育機関とパートナーシップ結ばれてきたと思うんですけれども、何か一つ印象に残っている提携などはありますか？
Internationally, we've had lots of different partnerships, and there isn't one that stands out any more than another. I think the common theme with all of them is that there is always challenges that need to be overcome, and that's normally, it can either be cultural, it can be to do with regulations, to do with the ministries of education in those countries, or it can be language. You know, we're obviously entering into a partnership where we don't speak the same language. However, you work well together and you can overcome any challenges.
ここから今回の SAK との提携についてのお話もいろいろ聞かせていただきたいなと思っています。今エセックス大学の方ではヨーロッパをはじめアジアであったりパートナーシップも広げてあるかと思うんですけれども、その中で今回 SAK を選んでいただいた理由であったり、決め手になったものは何かありますか？
When we were first aware of the opportunity to partner with SAK, we were very keen to hear more because we understood that there was a desire from SAK to bridge the sort of gap between academia and industry. And one of Essex's ethoses is that we like to offer education as far and wide as possible and to widen participation among students who might not be able to otherwise access a UK education. And so when we were approached about a potential partnership with SAK, we were keen to hear more about being able to work with a very successful IT training school, but then also bring our own expertise into the programme and develop a new, very sort of hybrid model of delivery that would meet both Japanese and UK education standards.
教育と産業を結びつけて、新しいスタイルの学校を作っていきたいといったこういったアイデア、SAK すごく大事にしてきたものなんですけれども、これは今までパートナーシップ結ばれている中では珍しい新しいアイデアだったんでしょうか？
No, so from our perspective, this is a first for Essex as well, and this is why we find it so exciting. Because there is obviously a real knowledge and expertise of the Japanese IT sector in particular that SAK hold, and we believe that with the Essex knowledge and research and the subject areas that we can bring on board for this programme as well, it makes it a very exciting offer to students who potentially would not have the opportunity to study a programme like this before.
これまでパートナーシップを SAK と結ぶという過程で本当に数年にわたってお互いに何度も協議を重ねてきましたが、この新しいプロジェクトがスタートした時と今とで何か SAK に対する印象みたいなものは変わったものはありますか？
No, I think it's just got better, and we're even more enthusiastic about this partnership. Working with colleagues at SAK has been a very easy and smooth dialogue, whereby the enthusiasm, I think, from both sides rubs off on each other, and it's been really, really good to be able to move forwards. I think the biggest challenge that we have is the language barrier, but equally we've overcome that thus far, and I'm sure it's going to get easier and easier as we move forwards.
今世界中にパートナー校を増やしている中で、今回日本の中の東京にある SAK とパートナーシップを結ぶということはSAK にとってはどういった意味を持つものになりますか？
The partnership with SAK is significant for us because it's in a country that we currently don't have any other educational partnerships in, and so it's offering us the opportunity to provide a high quality UK education, but in Japan for the first time for Essex, and that ties in with our values of widening participation and ensuring that students who might not otherwise get the opportunity for a UK degree, particularly within Japan in this case, are able to get one.
今回、パートナーシップを、エセックス大学と SAK が結んだことで、日本人の学生にとっては英語ができなくても日本語でエセックス大学で教えている授業が受けられるという機会がこれからどんどんできていくんですけれども、そのことについてどう思われますか？
So I think it's a really exciting opportunity for Japanese students, you know, in part why we were very interested in delivering a programme with SAK, recognising that were we to come in country and deliver in English, that's not going to open the programme up to the Japanese market. So I think this is a really unique opportunity available to Japanese students.
海外から見て日本の学生でどういうイメージお持ちですか？
From a global perspective and from sort of an outside view, I think it's fair to say that Japanese students are held in quite high regard. I would say that we anticipate Japanese students to work very hard and to be very conscientious, to be honest about the work that they undertake, and to have a real keen interest to learn.
今回のパートナーシップを結んだことで今まで海外で学んでみたい、海外に出てみたいと思ってもなかなか語学力、英語というところの壁でそこにチャレンジができなかった学生も正直今までは多かったかなと思っています。で今回このパートナーシップを結んで日本にいながら日本語で学べる環境が作れたということで、そこに期待してこれからどんどんこの SAK ユニバーシティで学びたいという学生が増えてくると思うんですけれども、どんな学生に SAK ユニバーシティに入ってほしいな、学んでほしいなと思いますか
？All students are welcome to study SAK University on an Essex programme. We genuinely value any student who would like to come and study and work hard, or it might be that they need support to work hard, but it's about ensuring that people who want to have the opportunity to study a degree with us is able to do so and be supported in their journey of learning.
ここからはSAK ユニバーシティの、卒業後の進路であったりキャリアについてお話を伺いさせていただきたいなと思うんですけれども、今回のパートナーシップでSAK ユニバーシティ学んだ学生さんだったりはエセックス大学の、学位ですねが取得できるというものなんですが、イギリスではエセックス大学を卒業された学生さんはどういった企業に就職をされているんでしょうか。
So graduates from Essex University go on to a selection of different career pathways. Many will enter into graduate programmes with global organisations, which can be within technology or the banking finance sectors. Typically in the UK, companies such as HSBC, British Telecoms, Vodafone and O2 are companies that would all run graduate programmes where a holder of a UK computer science bachelor's degree could enter into. They may also enter into government positions that require technology expertise, or they might stay within academia and they might go on to postgraduate programmes and then ultimately onto a PhD where they'll undertake research in expertise, an area of expertise of their choice.
国の機関であったり大手の企業であったりで活躍されている学生さんが多いということは、エセックス大学は国内で見てもすごく評価をされている学校ということですね。
Yes, I like to think so.
先ほどエセックス大学でも修士号であったり、その先博士号であったり研究を進められる方たくさんいらっしゃると思うんですけれども、SAKユニバーシティの場合は3年間で学士号、4年間でポストグラデュエートですけれども、その先まだまだ研究を進めていきたい、勉強を続けていきたいという学生が今後イギリスエセックス大学の方で研究を続けるということも今後可能になっていくでしょうか。
Absolutely, that's what we would encourage wholeheartedly, and when we were designing the programme and we decided to put the opportunity of a fourth year onto the programme to allow students to move on to a postgraduate qualification, we've designed it so that should students want to and their English language is at the appropriate level, then we would absolutely encourage them to come and study on campus at Essex to complete that postgraduate diploma award and turn it into a full master's, where they would come to the campus and they would study their dissertation module by research under the supervision of a supervisor at Essex, and we would very much welcome opportunities to students to come and do that with us. When in the UK, if students decided to undertake that route, they're also able to apply for a post-study work visa, which could see them working and undertaking more time in the UK.
今回エセックス大学にとっては、日本で初めての TNA パートナーシップとなるかと思うんですけれども、今回の提携によってどんなことが実現していくと期待しますか？
So at Essex, we like to be well known for doing things differently, and we like to term ourselves as rebels, which do things differently to those other institutions. So the fact that we are the the first UK institution to be offering an undergraduate computer science program delivered in Japanese alongside SAK with their industry expertise is very exciting for us, and we hope that our partnership is going to be a very long-standing and successful one and offer opportunities to Japanese students who otherwise wouldn't be able to access a University of Essex degree.
今回のパートナーシップでエセックス大学と SAK の学校同士のつながりであったり、あとは学生同士の交流というのもどんどん盛んになっていくだろうな、そういった機会をSAKユニバーシティとしても作っていきたいなと考えているんですが、そこはエセックス大学としても同じ思いでしょうか？
Absolutely, and whilst we've been here during this visit, I've had some really interesting conversations about ways in which we can facilitate more sort of student exchange, ways of collaborating on working with students, welcoming them to the campus at Essex, as well as having that involvement on the delivery of the programmes at SAK. And we would always welcome any graduate of the SAK, both the undergraduate programme and the postgraduate programme, to come and continue their studies at Essex. They would be very warmly welcomed with an alumni discount. Our campus facilities at Essex allow students to study on campus but also live in accommodation that's on the campus as well. There is all facilities that students need. There's a medical centre, there are shops, there's cafes and restaurants, bars, all of which is a community and student hub. And we would very much like to be able to welcome students from SAK to visit us on campus.
最後にこれから SAK ユニバーシティに入って学びたいと考えている学生に何か一言メッセージいただけますか？
Certainly. I would very much like to welcome you to a very exciting new opportunity. You've chosen a fantastic programme to study with an even better institution. And congratulations on making that decision. And we very much hope that you will choose to continue your studies once you've completed successfully with SAK to come to Essex and finish off your postgraduate diploma and turn that into a master's. And I look forward to welcoming you.